What toxic family tradition did you break that cost you everything? Every Christmas, my family held a confession circle. We'd sit around the tree, and each person had to confess their biggest failure from that year. But here's the sick part. Whatever you confessed became your shame gift the next Christmas. Admit you failed a test, get tutoring books, confess you got rejected by someone, get self-help dating books wrapped in front of everyone. The confessions got stored in Mom's family truth journal and brought up at every family gathering for years. She'd flip through pages during dinner parties, reading old confessions aloud for laughs. Remember when Sarah confessed she wet the bed at camp? Age 12. Everyone would howl, laughing while Sarah turned red. This tradition went back 3 generations. Grandma started it during her own childhood trauma, claiming it built character and prevented secrets from festering. The gifts got crueler over time. When my brother confessed he was struggling with depression at 16, he got a book titled Stop Being So Dramatic the next year. When my cousin Mark admitted he was gay, his shame gift was a Bible with highlighted passages about fixing yourself. I learned early to lie during confession circle, made up failures like I procrastinated on homework or I forgot to call grandma. But Mom always suspected I was holding back. Truth sets you free, honey, she'd say, pen hovering over that journal. What are you really ashamed of? When I was 14, I stupidly confessed I was scared to drive after seeing a car accident. Next Christmas, a toy car with a note for our scaredy cat driver. The whole family laughed. I was humiliated for months. My 15-year-old confession, I'm scared of public speaking. Gift, a microphone with practice makes perfect attached. They made me use it to thank everyone for dinner. At 16, I failed my driving test twice. Gift, a learner's permit study guide with every wrong answer from my test highlighted in red. Dad had somehow gotten my actual test results, but last Christmas changed everything. My 19-year-old cousin Emma, who'd been cutting herself for years, finally broke down during her turn. I confess, I hurt myself, she sobbed. I cut my arms when I feel worthless. I've been doing it since I was 15. The room went silent. I watched my aunt write it down in that damn journal, already planning next year's shame gift. Probably some wellness book or therapist appointment wrapped up as a joke. Emma was shaking, tears streaming down her face, completely broken from admitting her deepest pain to people who would mock it in 365 days. That's when something snapped inside me. When my turn came, I stood up slowly and looked around the circle. 23 family members, all waiting for my annual confession with sick anticipation. I confess that this family is diseased, I said calmly, and I confess that I'm done enabling this abuse. The room erupted. That's not how this works. You have to confess a real failure. Stop being dramatic. I walked over to Mom, who was clutching the family truth journal protectively. Give me the book, I said. Absolutely not. This is family history, sacred tradition. I grabbed it from her hands. 20 years of confessions, 20 years of people's deepest fears and failures, carefully cataloged for future humiliation. Emma's cutting confession, fresh ink on the last page. Mark's sexuality confession from 3 years ago. My brother's depression confession, still there in Mom's careful handwriting. Page after page of vulnerabilities weaponized against us. I walked to the fireplace and threw it in. 20 years of your failures and fears, I said, watching the pages curl and blacken. Gone. My dad lunged for the fire, burning his hand, trying to save scraps of paper, but it was too late. The screaming started immediately. How dare I destroy family history? I was ungrateful, selfish, ruining Christmas. Grandma started crying about losing her legacy. Good, I said, looking directly at Emma. Maybe now we can have one Christmas without being ashamed of being human. They kicked me out Christmas morning, threw my presents after me onto the snow, called me toxic, said I'd destroyed the family. My phone blew up for days. Aunts calling me evil, cousins saying I'd ruined everything. Mom sent me a bill for destroying family property. Apparently the journal was worth $500. But Emma texted me 3 days later. First Christmas morning in years I didn't wake up dreading the day. Thank you. Then Mark. I've been having nightmares about this year's confession circle. You saved me. Then my brother. I never thanked you for ending that hell. 6 months later, my youngest cousin turned 16. Her first confession circle was supposed to happen last week. Instead, she texted me a photo. The family sitting around the tree in complete silence. No journal, no confessions, no shame gifts. Tradition officially dead, she wrote. Thanks for burning it down. Worth every relationship I lost.